right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, our first ride of 2026 on the old KTM 890 Adventure R. Been sitting all winter, got a new back tire on here, Tuskway Point, talk about that. And we are going to take old KTM out for a ride. What do you say we get going? All right. It is a lovely February day. Still got snow on the ground over there here in Illinois. And I cannot wait for riding season. So I decided to come out here and go for a ride. We got indicated 50 degrees on the bike. I think it's actually a little colder than that. My truck said 45 on the way home from work today, but man, I could not wait to get out here and do a little bit of riding. So off we go. So our last event last year was the Wayland Wayne ADV ride in Ohio. If you guys ever been to Wayland Wayne, that was our first time going, and honestly, it was pretty fun. I had just got KTM, and I'd say we spent 3 days there. We probably rode 300 miles, mostly off-road. Did an intermediate route with some guys on some Pan Ams and some GSs that was just absolutely hilarious. And I learned a bunch of things about Katie. I had a Tenere before that, and a KTM 390, the old style, before that. But I learned a bunch of things about this bike, and I'd say the number one thing I learned is that this bike is absolutely amazing. So I want to spend some time on our first ride today talking about that, and some future videos that are upcoming on our channel too. So as we turn towards our first bit of gravel here, I want to say first and foremost, thank you to you guys who are watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see some more ADV bike content. We have so much planned for this year. So many different ADV rides. I think we have a big rally every single month from March all the way up until October. So be looking forward to videos from that. If you've been watching stuff on the channel, you have only seen things from 2 rides we did last summer. I've got a Sturgis playlist and a Wayland Wayne playlist, and that is it. So we got a bunch more content than that planned this year. And here we go. Katie on the gravel. So make sure you like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I see every single one of you guys who subscribe, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So into our first ride. Man, 890R. Good as ever. Just drifting it. Washboard, don't care. Love this bike. This pothole, don't even feel it. My absolute favorite thing about this bike is the suspension, and we'll talk more about that at a later date. But I absolutely love this bike. And thinking about getting back out here for a first ride, I cannot wait to test it out some more. So a video you guys should be looking forward to coming up quite soon is our Husky 901 Expedition versus KTM 890R. These bikes are really super close. And the other guy you see riding on the channel, Caleb, he has a brand new Norden 901. Now, Katie's a 24, but I bought her at the same time he bought his 25 Norden because, you know, the whole KTM bankruptcy thing, there were a lot of these sitting around, and they were cheap. So I jumped off the Tenere onto this one for a multitude of reasons. But I absolutely love the 890R. Here in Illinois, unfortunately, we do not have anywhere to ride. There just really isn't a whole lot. You guys are going to see some of the best of it today on our first ride, and I have to say, it's rather disappointing. This weekend is supposed to be in the 50s. We're looking at trying to go ride somewhere, and we got to truck the bikes at least 2 hours just to get to a small off-road park. And we're looking at closer to 4 if we really want to get somewhere where we can do a true ADV ride, and that's getting into the Ozarks in central and southern Missouri. So you guys will see some videos from that. We frequent central Missouri. ADV Fest in Sturgis this year. I cannot wait to go back. I blame ADV Fest for hooking me on adventure bikes. I had an adventure bike. I had a T7 before ADV Fest, and I loved it. But ADV Fest hooked me on adventure bikes. And you guys will see a bunch of footage from that in a playlist on the channel. So take a look at it if that interests you. If you have never heard of Get On ADV Fest, it is an adventure ride put on, I believe, by Revzilla and the guys who run that website in Sturgis, South Dakota every year. Tickets are cheap compared to most other adventure rides, and it's a pretty chill atmosphere, but they've got tons of demo bikes, and it is right in the foothills of Black Hills of South Dakota. There are thousands of miles of ADV trails. You can get lost out there. We nearly did last year. And just, it's dreamy. I wish I lived out there. So if you haven't got tickets for ADV Fest yet, I highly recommend it. Come ride with us. We'll be there. Maybe you can get on one of our videos for sure. After ADV Fest in July, we plan on going back to Wayland Wayne, and we've got a bunch of other local rides. Illinois is doing their first ADV rally I've ever heard of, at least, in the Hog Rock Adventure Rally down in southern Illinois, and they've got some interesting riding down there. I'm really curious to see how that turns out. Illinois is not known for having crazy good off-road dual sporty stuff. Hold on. Alright, anyways, Illinois is not known for having a lot of that fun stuff to ride, but it has a little bit as you get into southern Illinois. I'm really curious to see. It looks like there's some private land that they've got onto that should make for an interesting ADV rally. We tend to like to ride more of the dual sporty stuff. We like to do the quote-unquote enduro thing on the adventure bikes, right? And most of the rides that we go to when we go places like Wayland Wayne are the intermediate to expert stuff. We like doing more of the dual sport labeled rides. So, I know, it's a big bike, but these bikes are just so great. The Tenere, it could do it, but the suspension, it hated its life, let's be honest. I nearly blew the fork caps off of my T7 in South Dakota. Absolutely broke the front suspension. And the KTM, I've never bottomed out these forks. I jump it, I treat it like a big dirt bike, and this is so much more bike than my riding ability can handle. So much more. So, gotta love it. 890R for the win. Other things you guys can look forward to on the channel this year are some longer adventure rides. I'm lucky that I have summers off, so I get a chance to ride around a bunch. We're going to do some longer rides, southern Missouri, maybe even get down into Arkansas some, and we'll kind of see where we go from there. So, hope you guys are looking forward to it as much as I am, because man, this bike has just been an absolute blast. And look forward to some more moto vlogs like this. We're going to have talks around a bunch of different topics in motorcycling, from things for new riders, because I'm not that far removed from being a new rider, and I ride with somebody who's pretty new, really only maybe 1.5 seasons of ADV riding under his belt. I still have to ride his bike up stuff from time to time. I was the first person to wheelie the Norden after he got it, but he's learning quick. He's catching up so much faster than I ever did when I first started. And so we'll talk about some of those topics, as well as some mechanic things. I do all my own work on my bikes, so you guys will see some of that as well. Alright, well, that is going to be the end of our first ride. We are at the end of the gravel here in Illinois, unfortunately. I know, exciting. But I hope you guys enjoyed our little pedal around central Illinois here. And the next time I see you, hopefully there'll be a Norden 901 Expedition in the frame. Till then, take it easy, ride safe. We'll see you later.